All right, hello everybody. I think we should be live right now. Hopefully everything just starts up and everybody can hear me. If there are any problems, any issues, please just let me know. I guess to say something in chat, and we should be good to go. All right, so today I wanted to do a bit of live refactoring. You can see probably up on the screen that I've got the auto battling thing that I was showing before for giveaways running, and I've updated it quite a bit. It's a little bit messy because I was in the middle of a refactor when I decided that this was probably a good thing to stream and something worth sharing. So I was doing a refactor and switching it up to be a multi-battler. So instead of just having one fight in the middle between two people, and by the way, these are all just people who've entered. This is not the real people. We'll go through really entering in a minute, but it goes through all of the people, lets them battle, and instead of just doing a one-on-one battle, I got 4 one-on-one battles going, and then the winners from each one kind of do a bit of a victory dance and a cheer. I also added in the rest of the characters from this pack, color-coded things so that you can kind of see like which character's which. And I think ran into a couple bugs. So here we were actually at a bug where if I run out of players, it doesn't really know what to do if I can't fill all 4 of the fights. There are a couple of things that I was working on refactoring though and fixing up. So the biggest part was getting this all out of one big file. Initially, this was all in a single battle.cs file. It was all something that I coded on a laptop in the middle of the night, and I really just when I'm working on my laptop, I very rarely write clean code. It all tends to be in one file because I just don't have a good time typing on my laptop. I have a really hard time putting stuff in there, so I'm like trying to minimize how much I'm actually interacting with the keyboard. So the code was really ugly, and I've started a bit of a refactor to break it down into more of its fundamental pieces. So instead of it just being, here, let's go out of 2D mode and go into look at something a little bit more interesting here. Instead of it just being a single script with a single set of characters here that had references to all of them, I've set it up to have a manager to manage my battles and then a set of battle arenas that I've just made into prefabs. And to make the battle arenas, I just took the characters that I had fighting, the one on the left or the one on the right, made them into prefabs, put them underneath a battle object that I made a prefab with a battle arena script, and I gave them each a canvas so that they'd have their own UI elements. You can see the canvases very recently this morning got completely messed up. Is the live stream quality low? Let me see. I'm gonna make sure that we're not only getting 720p. We should be getting 1080p on here. Let's see, stream output. Just want to make sure that our video, okay, the video quality is scaling down. Okay, hold on a second. Let's pause for 1 second. We'll be right back in a 1080p mode because that's obnoxious. I can't have low resolution streams. So be right back. We'll be right back. 1 second. All right, are we back in 1080p mode now? Hopefully things are looking a little bit better. Let's go back to the desktop, and hopefully we're high def and high res. Change the settings at least, so I'm hoping that fixed it. All right, let's dive into this refactor now. So what I was doing with the refactor was moving all of the battle code into specific battles. So I want to show real quickly what the code looks like and then where I was refactoring, and then we'll continue on with the refactor. I'll show you how to clean this part up, but mostly how to get the code part cleaned up. So let's go into the battle manager script, minimize, and jump up to the top. So in this battle manager, I've actually just started implementing a simple state. So when I've started this thing, there was one state, you were constantly fighting. Now I'm getting into the point where I want to have some little victory poses, some prep stuff, and some other transitions going on. So I've decided to just simply start with a very basic state enum. It's the easiest way to go, and then if I decide that my states need to be more complex, I could build it into a state machine. I don't see that happening, but you never know. Maybe it turns into like some big giant project I end up building on later. So I've got my states here and I've got my battle manager. The battle manager keeps track of the states. And then in on validate, we grab all the arenas. That's just finding all of the things with that battle arena script. To take a look at that in just a second. And then I figure out all of the players. So I still only have to drop my players into a single spot. By the way, if you want to enter to win the freebie, I don't know why it's still 720p. I guess I'll have to fix it for the next stream. I don't want to stop. I don't have a whole lot of time, so I want to make sure that we can get this done. If you want to enter to win the freebie that I'm going to give away with this battler, if I can get it all finished working, there's a link down in the description below, and that's for this hand-painted tile set. Let me pull it over here real quick and show, because I thought it was pretty cool. Daniel reached out and offered a couple licenses for this, so I'm going to give one away today. If you're interested in winning what I think is pretty hand-painted tile set bundle, just enter in there and I'll drop you into the list, and then you'll battle, and whoever wins will get the code. All right, so this thing grabs the players, puts them into a list of players, just taking the text. I'm going to take all the text from the Google Doc and get a list of player objects or player strings. That's a list of strings that are player names. Players is a list of strings. There we go. Get my words out. Then in on enable, we prepare the battlers, which just goes through each of the arenas, chooses the battler for them, which just really grabs the next person out of the queue. That's where we were getting the exception a minute ago. And then it sends those battlers into that arena. So it says, hey, go to the next battle, set your players to these, which is just, if we zoom in here, see I'm just setting a left player and a right player string, and then telling the battler objects to randomize the character. Randomizing the character just picks one of the random models, puts them back into their position, and resets this die bool, but it's actually giving an exception. Outside of that, we go into battles. If I go back a little bit, let's see, back. After we've prepared the battlers, I set the state to the characters at start, because they're like at their starting position. Oh, we've got entries coming in already, 12 people already entered. And then we go into the begin battle, which just goes through each arena, tells it to begin its battle. Actually, we do a little bit of a delay there, so I wait for like 5 seconds and then go into begin battle, which just tells each of the battlers to reset their progress and sets the battling boolean, which was the state that I used to have. There was just a single bool for whether or not we were fighting. It sets that to true on the arena. So I haven't really switched that into a state yet, but I don't know if I'll need to yet. Right now I've got the reset progress, which just sets the progress variable back to 0 and lets them move in. They actually start fighting right away though. They don't have a delay. So that's something that I need to add back in. There used to be a 1 second delay here, and I removed it because I didn't think through what it was doing, but the 1 second delay is so that they walk in and then they start fighting, because they walk for 1 second. So we're going to say that the next attack time, what is it? What did I set that variable name to? I've actually lost track of my variable name. It should be in my update to check to see if it's a time to attack. Oh, wait, no. Oh, okay. So I know why I did that. Just thinking out loud. So reset progress used to set the time for the character to attack next, and that time is now moved up to the arena, the next attack time. So I actually just need to undo that commenting, and that'll clean up my error that I was looking at. So I was talking earlier or in my email about wanting to do some refactoring, and now I want to talk about the actual refactoring, because I think that this is something that people probably run into all the time and have all the time, and it's an easy thing to just change and replace. And it's code where you have things like this. I've got on my battle canvas object a left gradient and a right gradient, a left name, a right name, left health bar, right health bar, left health text, right health text. Basically, 2 of everything. And if I wanted to make these 4 people per arena, I'd have to add in 4 things or come up with a list or something else. And the refactor for this isn't too complicated if you think it through. So I want to just walk through the process and show you, because if you haven't done it before, it might not be obvious. So here we go. I've got my battle, and underneath it, I've got that battle canvas. And you can hopefully see the component down here. Let me collapse everything so that it shows up a little bit better. I've got my battle canvas, and I'm going to actually disable all of these other battles. Let's just turn them all off. I've just got my one battle canvas with my right player and my left player, but my canvas names are all messed up because I was messing with things and in the middle of the refactor right before. So I'm going to rename this and say that this text is left, and we'll move this over. I just want to get these both into the correct position. So I'm going to take both of my battle panels, go to my rect transform, anchor them to the top left. There we go. Wait, what's wrong with my battle? Oh, my panel. That's right. Battle 1 is in the top right corner. So I actually want to anchor these to the top right. Getting my anchoring mixed up. They used to be the top left. It used to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Somewhere along the way, I mixed that up, and I haven't moved them around yet. So battle 1 actually does happen in that back right corner. So the left player's thing should be on top. Let's go to the scene view. Hit F. Go to 2D mode. Hit F and F again. Okay. Then we'll grab the right panel. I want to move that one down just a little bit. What is going on with this layout? I bet I have a layout group here. Yep. Let's remove that. Sorry. I had a remove component. There was a vertical layout group on there, and that was messing with me. Actually, I want to remove that from this battle canvas completely. So go to the prefab, we'll go to the panel, we'll remove the vertical layout component and go back and save that. It was something I was playing with and had messed up. So now I've got my 2 objects. I'll anchor them to the top right. I should no longer have that layout group there, looking good. Okay, and then I'm gonna move the right battler down so that they're below the left battler. There we go, just about like that. And I wanna switch the order of these objects. Oh wait, why are these, is there a layout group on this one already? No. Why is my right one backwards? That is so very strange. I'm not sure what I've done here. It's kind of messing things up a little bit right before I streamed, of course. So here we got -320 and 0. Let's just do the same here. -320 and 0. And then we'll move this object. I have totally broken these prefabs. Okay, let's just fix the code instead. Instead of trying to do the layout fixing that I was just gonna do, I'm gonna just drag that over here. I'm gonna press play, we'll watch it, and then we're gonna go through the code, and then if I have time to do the layout stuff afterwards, we'll do the layout. But I wanna get the code part refactored. So you can see we've got 2 characters fighting. This label is still messed up. I don't know what I've done with that one. They're supposed to match to the colors, which match the light. So we got the blue guy and the green guy here. And they should battle. Looks good. Okay, so then we've got the round winners, and then we go on. The next round should kick off in a second. We get the next 2 fighters. Looking good. So this is what a single battle would look like, and then we can have multiple battles going on. But the problem that I've got here is if I look at this battle canvas, I've got references to all of these different objects, these different gradients, the right gradient, left name, right name, and all that stuff. In fact, I'm gonna switch out of, let's try a different battle object. Let's use battle 2. No. Let's use battle 3. That's the one that's right up close to the scene. I'm going to use this one as my starting point instead of battle 1 because it's got a kind of a messed up gradient, and the battle 3 is actually laid out. It's one of the few. It's the one where the anchors are actually set up right. So let's hit play on that. We'll watch this battle go real quick. You should see the 2 guys come in. They got 2 random characters. They fight. I can speed it up a little bit. There we go. The winner just doubles their size, looks at the camera, and does a little victory dance. All right, so how can we fix this code up? Let's check it out. I'm gonna open up my battle object here. So the battle object's a prefab. Underneath there, I made the battle canvas, and I made the battle canvas a prefab as well. So I'm gonna open up that prefab. And then we're gonna take a look at these scripts here, or these components. We've got a left gradient, right one, and basically a left and right of each of these things. And what I'd like to do, this actually, just right before this, was not a prefab. So let's break the prefab references. Let's say right click, go to prefab, and unpack completely. This is what they looked like before. It was just a panel with a left-right object and then all of the references set up. So my thought was, why not just kind of genericize these? Make these a battle panel that binds up to a single player, and then once that's bound to the player, we can figure out the gradients, figure out the text and all of that stuff, and not have this canvas have 4 things, but instead have it just have some set of battle panels below it. So to do that, the first step is to just open up the battle canvas and start writing out a new script. So I actually, here, let's delete it. I'll delete out my battler panel script and go over to the battle canvas. And the first step was to look at the things that are being repeated, find the parts that are actually being used multiple times, like the left and rights, and just select them and copy them. So take my left gradient, left name, all of this stuff that I've got 2 of, copy them and put them into my new class, my new battler panel class. So I'm going to make it public. Let's zoom way in. Class battler panel. and it's a mono behavior. It just was one a second ago. So actually, why don't I just hit undo a couple times? There we go. And paste it in. So this is what it looks like if you just paste it in. I don't know why I didn't just hit undo. So this is what it looks like when I paste it in. So I've got a UI gradient for my left, right, a text for my left, right, a slider for my left, right, and another text for that. And then the next step is to just get rid of the left and right keywords. So that's just kind of simply deleting out left and right, going to gradient, and then getting rid of the second one. Same with the name. We just go to an underscore name, get rid of the right. Same with health bar, change that to an H, and then get rid of the second one. And then the same with the health text. So just change that to a health text, and then delete up to the semicolon. So then I've got a single object that allows me to bind up multiple things. Let's go into Unity and set that up real quick. So jump up back over to Unity, and I go to the battler panel object now. Any second now it should let me select it. So I've got the battler panel. I add a component, a battler panel component, and let's just minimize some of these other objects so you can see it better. And then we just assign up the children. So I've got the name is this left name object. That's the player's name. And here let's just rename this to player name, and I'm going to name this name, or let's put player name instead of left name. Then we go to the health slider, and instead of it being the left health slider, actually I'm going to rename this to just be health slider, and then we'll assign it on our battle panel. So the slider, where's that at? Right here, health bar, it's going to be health bar. In fact, why don't I rename this to health bar slider? Make it a little bit more obvious. We'll go back up to that panel again, the battler panel, and then it's got a health text, which is just this value right here, and that's this text. If I zoom right in, right here, the 0 to 100, it's showing what the actual value is. And the final thing is the gradient, and that's this fill object here. So the gradient I actually set up using the UI gradient asset that Yorai and Jason Story recommended on the Game Dev Show. It made it really easy to do just a nice gradient bar that matches with a gradient on the text. All right, so now I've got a battler panel object that's all set up, except it's named battler panel left. So next step is to just go into my prefabs folder, delete out the one that I did earlier. Just hit, let's hit delete and unpack any prefabs that had it. So I'll go to my battler panel here. I'll remove the dash left part, and then I'm going to make this into a prefab. So take the battler panel and drag it out so it's a prefab. Delete the right one, duplicate this left one, and just drag it down. So I'll just move the Y position down a little bit so that it's just below. So now I've got a left one and a right one, or a first and a second one. Then I can go up to my battle canvas, open it back up, and figure out how to fix it. So how do I make it so that my battle panels use all of these fields, or these fields are kind of replaced with those battle panels? Step one, just comment them out. Control K, Control C, just hold Control and hit K and then C. I just comment them out. So that way, if I want to go back to them in a minute, I can, but I probably am just going to delete them in a minute. So for now, though, I'll just leave them there as commented out, though. And instead, I'll add a new serialized field. So do SF tab, and we'll say battler panel. Let's see if I can find it. And I'll call this left panel, comma, underscore right panel. So we have two serialized fields for a left and a right panel that we'll be able to assign. Then we're going to need to do something wherever we have errors for our gradients or names and all that stuff. So just do a build, Control Shift B. This is a great way to find errors, by the way. You just do a build and you'll see exactly where you need to go in and refactor the spots that are referencing the code. So it's primarily in update health bars. And update health bars, let's see, what does it do? It sets the colors, it sets the gradients, it sets the name. It changes the text if we're a winner or something. It does quite a bit. So this is actually all stuff, though, that's relevant to the battler panel. All of these are fields on that battler panel. So I'm just going to take this method and cut it. Take the entire thing, Control X, and I'm going to paste it into the battler panel. We'll zoom out a bit, and then let's just refactor this. What we can do is actually just cut this thing in half. So I can get rid of all the references that say right. I'll go find well, hold on. Maybe not this winner section. So let's get past the winner section. Okay, right health text and right health bar. I'm gonna get rid of all those. The winner part I'm gonna have to figure out, but the other parts, I should be able to just remove the siding now. So instead of having the left and right, I have now just a left, and I'm gonna actually change that down to just be a G. So I selected all, oops, I had a GF and put in a G there. And then here we've got something that we're bound to. So here it was left, and if I go back over to my battle canvas and I look for, or was it in the battle canvas? Yeah, for left, you see it's a battler object. So I need some sort of a battler here on my battle panel that I'm kind of bound to. So what I'm gonna do is add in a battler. Let's say battler underscore battler. And then I'll replace left with battler. And then we'll figure out how to set up the battler in just a moment. So let's just replace all instances of left with battler. Got any more lefts? Nope. And then we'll get rid of all of the instances that say they're a left or right side of a thing. So I'll replace left name with name, replace, let's see, what else we got here? Left name with name. And actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna leave the winner part alone. And we'll just go down here to health bar and health text, replace both of those. And then we need to have some way to reference our battle arena as well. So let's give ourselves an arena, say battle arena, and we'll figure out how we're gonna get that as well. Okay, so we've got our winner for our battle arena. I think we're getting close to a working refactor. We've got things somewhat spread out. I'm exposing a little bit too much here, but I think what I'd like to do next is pass in the battler. So if we go back over to the battle canvas now, instead of calling update health bars, in fact, do we even need to call anything for this? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna move this over to the update inside the battler panel temporarily. And ideally what I'd like to do is move this out of an update completely eventually. I think we'll save real quick. We'll jump back over to the battler panel. And in here, we're going to set up a method that allows us to assign the battler and the battle arena. And I'm just trying to decide where I want to do that from. I think from the canvas. Yeah, let's do it in the canvas. So inside the canvas, we'll say left panel dot bind, and we're gonna just bind it to the left battler. And we'll also, do I need to give it my arena? Because the arena is really just a parent. I think I might pass in the battle arena too. For now, I'm just gonna pass both of those parameters and not have this panel be so intelligent about the hierarchy. Right now, I feel like it knows a little bit too much. So I'll make a method for that, just hit create method, and it should generate a bind method down here in my battler panel. So now I've got a bind that binds to a battler. It wants to name it left. We'll change that to battler, and arena can just be named battle arena. Here I'll say battler equals battler. And then the battle arena, underscore battle arena, which is just our local field version of it, equals the battle arena. So now we've got those set up in a method here. And let's add in an update here. So we'll put an update in here. We'll call update health bars. Right now, we're actually kind of, we probably, if this were like a large scale thing where performance mattered and was any kind of an issue, we wouldn't just call and update this every frame. But for now, I think that it's fine to just leave it in here. I just want to get this separated out so we can scale it up, have tons and tons of players, not worry about how it's going to perform on some old iPhone or something, because it's going to run great no matter where I run this thing. All right, so we've got our update health bars code, and the health bar code also checks to update something if they're a winner. If they win, I bold the name, and if they're the loser, I do a strike through on their name. So I'm going to say if their winner is not null, or let's say, why don't I pass in the enemy? Let's just do that. I'm going to say battler, and then we'll say battler. I think I'd rather do it this way. Enemy, and then there's the arena. So I'll say underscore enemy equals enemy. We'll cache that into a field here, keep this somewhat clean, and then I'll move that battler up. Actually, you know what I'll do is just make that comma separated field on my battlers. Then we'll check against the enemy here on line 29 instead of checking against right, which didn't exist. And then if we are the winner, let's see, what do I want to do here? If we're the winner, we'll set our name, or we'll set our name to a strike through. So I'll say, or if we're not the winner, we set our name to a strike through. So that's if we, oops, get my comments there. If we lose, the battle arena winner will be our enemy. If that's the case, we'll set our text to the strike through version. That's what this S does of our name. So it'll be a strike through right through it. Otherwise, if the winner of the battle arena is ourselves, so that's kind of us, then we'll set our text to the bold version. So we'll say name, which is again replacing the left one, and set it to bold so we get a bigger name. And then otherwise we just set our name to the normal text. I can delete all of those extra right name fields here. There we go. Let's see, delete and delete. We can get rid of these extra braces, don't need them anymore. This has gotten really short. And now I've got a single update health bars method. So let's delete out these extra using statements. Save, do a build, and it probably have one or two more errors to address. Let's see, we've got, oh, our panel needs the enemy, so we'll pass in right, and then the arena, and then we also need to bind up that right panel. So the right panel will bind, we'll just switch the order of these, and watch this, Control-Shift-Alt, and then the right arrow, bam, they switch order, or moves the parameter over. So there we go, I've got them both bound up in my canvas. Let's jump over to Unity, press play real quick, and see if this works. And then if it does work, we'll run through a real quick giveaway run. Oh, I think I see an exception already. So let's go find these. Let's assign these. We've got a battler panel for the left and for the right. And then we'll save the prefab, jump back out. Okay, where's our UI? We'll jump out of the, let's jump out of the battle object here. I just want to get my prefabs all saved. The layout's a little bit weird. I don't know if we'll worry too much about that right now. Hey Jason, how's it going, man? I'll press play. And let's see these two guys fight real quick. Make sure that their health bars update. The right one shows the UI there. Oh, see, it's already bugged because I can see the same name on there twice. So we got one error. Oh, it looks like they're both, maybe they're both bound to the same player. Let me see, what have I done here? Yeah, so definitely bound them up wrong somehow. Let me go jump back into there and see what I did. So if I go into my battle canvas script, battle canvas has the right panel binds to the right player, left panel binds to the left player. What did I miss here? It's easy to refactor simple code without unit tests. When it gets a lot more complex and there are a lot of edge cases, that's when it gets harder. That's why unit tests the complicated things, not the simple stuff. Simple things like this tend to not be too difficult. Wait, what? Is there a build error there? Maybe I just hadn't finished compiling. Let me see. So right panel should be bound to the right battler. It's got that battler there. And then those, oh, let me make sure the battlers are actually assigned properly though. So I've got, yep, right battler, left battler. Here we've got a right and a left battler. Right panel, I'm gonna stop playing play again. Let's see if this actually worked. I think we might have a semi-working panel. Let's see, nope, it's still wrong. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll do a quick debug. So I'll open up the battle canvas. I'm gonna put in a breakpoint here, hit F5, and we'll attach and debug right here in writer. We should be giving away a writer license and doing some debugging. Maybe that'll be for the game dev show though. Make sure if you haven't already signed up, go back, watch one of the other episodes and enter to win a writer license. All right, so we're running. We hit a breakpoint. We're at the battle arena caching. We got the left battler, which is that guy. The right one is the right one. The left panel is binding up to the left battler, and I think that part's working. So the battler is the left one, okay. And then the right one, I mean, it's binding to the right object. Let's put a breakpoint in the update health bars. What am I missing here? So we randomize some characters, we update health bars. We're updating for the right, we're updating for the left, the right, the left. Wait, are they assigned the same? I don't understand what happened. One of them is definitely not bound right. Okay, so let's pause. Well, here, let's let them fight for 1 second. I'm gonna let somebody hit somebody. See what I've missed. I obviously missed something. Okay, they pause, they're in the middle of their fight. We've got two fighters. We got the left one and the right one. Let's go down there and take a peek at these guys. Zoom in. So we got a treasure chest. which is the left battler. And then we've got the right battler, which is this, what's that, like a crab? I think he's a crab, yeah. Okay, and then the right one, yeah, crab monster. So what the heck is going on here? Let's take a look at our battle panel. The battle panel's got these two objects. They should be bound to different ones. Let's go to debug mode and see if we can see that binding. So go to debug, you see that this one's bound to the left and that one's bound to the right. Oh, I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. I have a really good idea of what's wrong. Check this out. So this is what happens when you start nesting prefabs, and one of the reasons I hate nesting prefabs. Let's look at, if we look at this battler panel, I bet you anything this thing's jacked up. I bet the reference is here. Nope. Okay, I don't know what's wrong. Okay, let's go back out. So why are these wrong then? I was thinking I knew what was wrong, that this was perhaps bound improperly, but this is, okay, we're gonna hit play. This is, we'll figure this out. It shouldn't be too difficult. The benefit of having a good debugger, we should be able to just stop in here. So we'll get our bindings done, and then let's just hit a pause real quick. And then what I'm thinking is, if something's going wrong here in this battler panel update, so which one of them is it? Let's zoom out. Let's go to 2D mode, battler panels. So we've got the two panels here. This one is bound to the right battler, which should be the second person, which is not, I think Anonymous is the first. So I think it should be, this right one should be bound to the second. So I'm going to disable the battler panel here. I'm going to enable the one on the second character, the one that I expect to be bound to the right, add a breakpoint, and then we will hit play and let it hit that breakpoint. So we get in here, we've got the battler, it's the right object. The right one is, let's see, who's that named? Watch them just both be the same character or something. What's the script on here that tells me my player's name? Now I've lost track of it. So I've got my right battler scene object. His name is, yeah, that's not what I care about. We'll find this. Let's see, keep looking, keep looking. So our right battler is getting assigned. Where's the part where we assign the character? Oh, did I remove that? Maybe that's the problem. Have I removed the part where we assign a player? So that's in my battle manager. Let's go take a look at the battle manager. So in the battle manager, I do the character assignment, so we get the next battler. Let's see, and we do that right here. Let's put a breakpoint in here. Curious what I'm actually assigning there. And we'll stop debugging, stop playing. I've lost track because this was working just a minute ago, so I'd done something weird along the way. This is where the unit tests would have come in handy because I would have caught it right when I broke it. But again, it's a small project, so I don't expect this to take very long to fix. In fact, I only expect it to take about 10 more minutes because after that I got to run. So let's jump in. Oops, wrong window. We'll hit the battle arena. We'll hit our bindings. Loop through, loop through, loop, loop, loop. Where did my... I went too fast. Stop again. We'll play again. I got to get the prepare next battle part. That's what I want to see. I want to debug and see what names I'm putting into there. Do you check if a script is added to a component at runtime and then destroyed in gameplay mode stuff? Not usually. Let's see. Hold on. So awake, prepare next battlers. Okay, so we go through the battle arena. So we only have one. We get the left battler, Anonymous, and the right battler, Zwikar. Okay, so let's go into here. So we're assigning the two players. We got our left player and our right player. Oh, but I don't actually assign that to the battlers. Oh, okay. So let's do that. Let's say I feel like the battler should know its name, right? Am I wrong? No. Let's see. So left battler dot player name equals left player. And I don't like that I'm changing the variable names here, but I think I'm going to go with the player name instead of player instead, so that it's a little bit clearer. Right player, like change these to be right player name and left player name. Because now I actually have some objects. Before I didn't really have objects around them. I just kind of had a string. So player being a string made sense, but now I've got a lot more there. So it makes sense to refactor it out. And we'll give these a property of their own too. Just give them a string for the player name. And then if I go back into my battler panel, well, at least I'll have that bound. I'm not sure how I want to do this yet. So in our battler, we've got the player name now. Let's hit F5. We'll do a build, attach one more time, and step into this. Somebody asked if there was a Discord channel or some other way to keep track of live content. There definitely is. It's in the resources section of most of the courses. If you don't see it, send me an email. I'll send you a direct link. I'd keep the architecture one, the resources section there, kind of the main spot, and keep a lot of that stuff. All right, so here we go. We'll go into our next battle. We set up the names. We get the characters, and then inside the battle canvas, trying to think of what I was doing here. So we're bound up. And then we're putting the name to the, oh, I'm already grabbing the names from the arena. What am I doing? Oh, I'm an idiot. What am I doing here? I'm always using the left player name. That's why. Okay, so here's what happened. I got distracted and not thinking straight. So let's take a look at this real quick and see what I was missing and where I just blew those 10 minutes. And it's literally right here. So if you look at the code in the winner section, part of what I was doing was referencing the arena, which was part of the bigger object before I had split it down. And I kind of, in the refactor, left that there. So you can see, no matter what I do, I'm setting things to the left battlers stuff. And that's definitely incorrect. So I need to make a couple of changes. First, all of these things that say left battler should just be battler. Jeez. That's an easy one, right? So just change these down to battler. That's going to fix my health. And then I just need to get the battler's name. So we'll say battler. And since I already exposed the name, I can just use the .player name. Now I don't have to figure out if it's the left name or the right name. So change this to battler .player name. I knew we'd figure that out. And then this can be the battler .player name as well. All right, so let's see. Do we have any more references to arena? Just for the winner. That looks good. That makes sense because the arena does keep track of who won. All right, so let's hit play. Or let's stop building first. Stop and build. We'll jump into Unity. I'm gonna run through real quick, and then we'll see if it works. We can get down to almost a single winner. We'll fix that single winner part. Run through real quick, give out a prize, and then I gotta run. So we press play. Let's go through. We got him fighting. There's fighting. He's fighting. He's fighting. He's fighting. Looking good. Looking good. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this list down. We're going to use just the people who've registered today. And I'm only going to enable one battle right now because I don't have enough time to enable all of them. But I think maybe in the next stream, or we're going to do a full video on it, we'll get all 4 of them up and running. So let's go to the battle manager. I'm going to go into the player text here, which is where all the names go. And we'll do a, let's see, clear. We got 0 players, and then I paste. And we still have 1 player because that's not set up as a text area. So let's go into the, oh, it is. I'm in debug mode. There we go. Now we'll paste. And now I've got 34 battlers. That's perfect. We have just an even number, and we'll hit play and see who wins. So let's run through. Just hopefully we don't run into any errors. If I hit an error, I'm just going to restart. So if it crashes and we can't get to a winner, then I'll just do a quick restart and we'll start again and everybody get another chance. Hopefully though, it just works. And then we're set up to be able to do 4 battles side by side next time once you readjust the layouts and stuff. And if anybody has something else, some asset they want to give away or something, just hit me up, let me know. Happy to give them away. I think it's cool. People like them, and yeah, hey, why not? All right, so we got Philip versus Raphael. just a couple of, I don't have my timers and my countdowns there, so I'm going to speed these up just a little bit. And there are a couple other changes I plan on making to this thing as we go through, and maybe I'll live stream some of them, some of them into a video and stuff. And also, if you want the code for this, I'm going to just make it available. I've been making it available to members first on the YouTube channel, but then to everybody else afterwards. So I'm going to make this version available to members now, and then the other one to everybody else, and then we'll slowly just kind of migrate that on. But I think what I'd like to do is set up some stuff so you can like pick your character. If you're in YouTube chat, pick which character you want, and then get some like buffs and heals and other things going on. Like if you win a round, you heal up a little bit, you know, like if there's 4 fights going on, maybe like if you win first, like you're healing like 1 health a second or something as the timer is going up. So like as everybody else is fighting, so you know, like a benefit to winning fast or something, kind of like a cool buff or something like that, and then have your health stay across fights. It's kind of what I was thinking. So I think that would be neat. I don't know. I guess to see what everybody else thinks. If you guys have ideas or suggestions for things to put in there too, YouTube integration is definitely one I want to do. But if you have ideas for other things, I love doing. Oh yes, and Jason mentioned he'd love to see the health bars jazzed up with hits and stuff. I was thinking the same thing. And I was like, man, I really wish I had Jason's story. When I was playing with these, it was like. It wasn't at a time of day when I thought it was good to hit you up, but I was thinking, I really wish I had Jason on here to kind of help me jazz these things up and make them really pretty. So maybe tomorrow we can do that. Just hop on if or sometime this week. I think that would be a blast. We can make them nice and cool and kind of make it flashy and stuff. I want to get the colors all right and kind of lining up and make the visuals really neat and stuff, so that it's just kind of a fun little thing that's going on while we're talking and picking winners and stuff. So we got couple more battlers here. I'm going to slide the timer up a lot because I'm not sure how many more we've got. It's the downside to not having my, oh, you know what I'll do is let's put a breakpoint in here, and we'll attach and see how many we have when we get the queue. So we'll go to the battle manager, and if you want to see the way that we can tell how many people there are is we find the part where we DQ our battlers. Let's see. Come on, Taste, Face, and Deli. Who's going to win? And then look at the next players. Oh, we are out of players. So that means that Deli 8079 is going to be the winner. Watch, I'm removing my breakpoint. And we've now got a nice, beautiful exception. So congratulations, Deli 8079. Let me find your email and send you that right away. I've been trying to get everybody's things sent as fast as possible so I don't get distracted. If you won something and I haven't sent it to you yet, please email me. Where is your entry? Why can't I find that? Ah, there it is. I'm just blind. All right, I found you, and I will send you over that code. All right, thanks again, everybody, for coming out and joining. It's not really a multiplayer game. It's kind of a non-game game, but it may end up being like a multiplayer battle thing. Maybe I'll send in all of the players and have them have like a big fight or something. I don't know. It's a fun little project. It's nice and easy to open and share and stuff. So, all right, thanks again, everybody, for coming out and watching. Please, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, make sure you hit like, subscribe, share the stream, or whatever else you can do. And I will see you all later. Bye.